First contact. The Galactic Council's chamber floated in silent orbit above a dying star, its walls alive with shifting colors that signaled debate among the galaxy's oldest civilizations. Holographic worlds spun over the table, each one tagged with designations of trade, diplomacy, or conquest. At the center of the display, a new world rotated slowly, a blue and green marble marked Earth. They call themselves humans, droned a council archivist, his voice flat but tinged with condescension. Technologically primitive, divided into dozens of nations. They have not even achieved stable interstellar travel. Murmurs rippled through the chamber. A reptilian delegate hissed softly. A Class 4 planet. Then, another noisy backwater. The Karth Dominion's representative leaned forward, mandibles clacking with satisfaction. A ripe world. Resource-rich, underdefended. Perfect for assimilation. A few others shifted uneasily. The Celerii ambassador, an ancient being who had studied countless civilizations, let her luminous eyes linger on Earth's oceans. Humans are not like the others you've taken, she said quietly. Their history is volatile. Volatile, scoffed the Karth envoy. They squabble among themselves like hatchlings. They will kneel. The council turned their attention to the data stream. Images of humans scaling ice peaks, running marathons in blistering heat, diving into crushing depths of ocean for sport. They saw soldiers in battered armor charging into fire, laughing, screaming, refusing to surrender. They saw boxers pounding each other bloody, and then shaking hands after. To most of the council, it was meaningless noise. Primitive spectacles from a primitive world. But a few recognized something unsettling beneath the surface, a species built for extremes. Still, the consensus formed quickly, as it always did. Earth is not a threat. Earth is an opportunity. The first human knew of alien life not from a message of peace, but from an ultimatum. Every screen on Earth, from the smallest phone to the largest city billboard, hijacked at once. A creature stood framed in gold and iron, its insectoid eyes unblinking, its voice translated into every language at once. People of Earth, I speak for the Karth Dominion. Your planet is now under our protection. You will submit your governments and resources peacefully, or face immediate enforcement. In war rooms and presidential offices, chaos reigned. Some leaders called for negotiation. Others scrambled to raise militaries that suddenly seemed laughably small. Stock markets crashed. Prayer houses filled. But while the world trembled, the broadcast sparked something else too, a stubborn refusal. From mountain villages to glass towers, from old soldiers to reckless teenagers, one truth spread faster than the ultimatum itself. Earth would not kneel. By the time the Karth realized their demand had not been met with obedience, their fleets were already inbound. And by the time the rest of the galaxy saw the fire that had been lit, it was already too late to put it out. The First War. The Karth Dominion's invasion began with confidence bordering on arrogance. Their fleet, a formation of sleek, black warships bristling with plasma cannons, slid into Earth's orbit like a dark tide. From space, the planet looked almost fragile, its continents lit by city grids and its oceans sparkling like gemstones. A Karth commander, observing the scene from the flagship Devourer of Suns, clicked his mandibles in amusement. They have no orbital defenses. This will be finished within a week. The first strikes came without warning. Columns of emerald fire launched from the sky, obliterating air bases, silencing communications hubs, and vaporizing whole city blocks. Fighter jets scrambled, but their missiles bounced harmlessly off Karth shielding. Television feeds showed burning capitals and skies glowing green with alien weapon fire. In those first hours, millions died. The Karth expected the survivors to surrender. They broadcast demands again. Submit. Cease resistance. Your lives will be spared. But humanity didn't submit. On the ground, chaos turned into fury. In the ruins of New Delhi, Indian soldiers dragged down alien scouts into alleys and stripped their gear for study. In rural America, farmers welded steel plates to trucks and mounted salvaged rocket launchers on the backs. Across Europe and Asia, civilians dug trenches, built barricades, and took up arms. The aliens had studied Earth's weapons, but not Earth's mindset. When Kath patrols entered cities, they expected frightened refugees. Instead, they found traps, ambushes in subway tunnels, improvised explosives hidden in collapsed buildings, sniper fire from shattered church towers. Humanity didn't just fight. Humanity improvised. Within days, alien tech began changing hands. A Kath skirmisher was captured alive near Sao Paulo. His rifle was reverse-engineered before the week was out. In a makeshift lab in Poland, scientists cracked a plasma battery's power core. Soldiers soon carried alien rifles side by side with their own. Even the Kath noticed how fast it was happening. A field report from a panicked commander reached the Dominion High Command. They learned too quickly. Every strike we deliver, they turn into a weapon of their own. By the third week, the war had shifted. The Kath fleet still owned the skies, but on the ground, they were bleeding. Entire platoons vanished into jungles, never to re-emerge. In the ruins of Kiev, a human militia destroyed an alien walker by luring it onto a cracked bridge and detonating it beneath them both. For every human village burned, 5 more armed themselves. For every city leveled, 100 new soldiers swore vengeance. The Kath had come expecting surrender. Instead, they found a species that only fought harder the more it bled. By the end of that first brutal month, the Dominion wasn't laughing anymore. Humanity unleashed. The first war didn't end with a treaty. It ended with the Kath pulling their battered fleets out of Earth's orbit, leaving only smoldering cities and wreckage behind. They believed humanity would need decades to recover. They were wrong. Earth became something new. In the ashes of destroyed capitals, leaders met not as rivals, but as survivors. Flags were folded away. The Terran Defense Authority was born, not a government, but a vow. Never again. Factories that once made cars now forged plasma rifles. Shipyards that built cargo freighters began hammering together warships. Entire nations turned into workshops for vengeance. The Dominion had unknowingly given humanity its first taste of alien technology, and humanity devoured it. In a lab beneath the ruins of Tokyo, engineers worked on the cracked hull of a captured Kath fighter. Within weeks, they had replicated its shielding system. In a converted warehouse in Detroit, mechanics figured out how to splice alien plasma cannons onto human aircraft. When a Kath corvette was forced down over Siberia, its FTL drive was torn apart piece by piece. Human scientists stayed at the spinning core and saw not magic, but a puzzle. By the time the snow melted, Earth had its first FTL-capable prototype ship. By summer, it had a fleet. The galaxy was watching now. The Galactic Council convened in emergency session after emergency session, their voices rising in unease. The humans are advancing decades and months, one delegate warned, his fronds trembling. They reverse-engineered hyperdrives in weeks. Do you understand what that means? Others dismissed the panic. They are still a young species, scoffed another. Their fury will fade. But those who had read human history knew better. Human fury never fades. It calcifies. The first human strike outside the solar system came not as a warning, but as a storm. 3 stolen Kath destroyers, painted with new Earth markings, dropped out of hyperspace over a Dominion mining outpost on Europa's twin moon. The Kath expected negotiation. Instead, the humans attacked. The outpost was gone in an hour. Alien prisoners taken from the raid described their captors with something close to awe and fear. They don't just fight. One Kath engineer stammered under interrogation. They study us. They change tactics every time. They don't wait for reinforcements. They are the reinforcements. From there, the momentum became unstoppable. Human fleets, patched together from scavenged alien hulls and welded human steel, pushed further. First to the asteroid belts, then to the outer Kath colonies. For the first time in its history, the Dominion was losing ground to a species it had once dismissed as primitive. Earth had stopped surviving. Now, Earth was hunting. The galaxy feared us too late. The Kath Dominion once stretched across 100 systems. By the time the humans came for their capital, half of those worlds were ash. Human ships didn't look like the sleek warcraft of the older empires. They were ugly things, hulls of alien alloys welded with human steel, scavenged engines bolted to cargo frames, armor pitted from countless battles. But they moved with terrifying purpose. The Terran fleet no longer fought for survival. It fought for assurance that no one would ever threaten Earth again. The first sign the galaxy was too late came at Harkis Prime, the Dominion's proudest fortress world, protected by 10 orbital cannons and a fleet twice the size of anything humans had faced. The Kaath thought it impenetrable. The humans didn't attack head-on. They cut the supply lines. They crippled the shipyards. They seeded the system with debris and electromagnetic chaff bombs, confusing senses. And then, on a night when the Kaath thought they were safe, the humans struck. By dawn, Harkis Prime burned. The message spread like wildfire across the stars. Human fleets were unstoppable. Footage leaked to neutral systems. Humans storming alien fortresses in patchwork armor, their flags stitched from scraps of old uniforms. Marines charging through toxic rain on worlds where Kaath troops wouldn't even step outside their bases. To the Council, these images were a warning. To the Dominion, they were a nightmare. Kaath leaders finally begged for peace. They sent envoys bearing lavish promises, territories returned, reparations paid, total withdrawal from Earth. Earth didn't answer. Instead, another fleet launched. The final battle came over the Dominion's throne world. Alien admirals threw everything they had: dreadnoughts, planetary shields, orbital mines. For a time, it seemed like they might hold. Then the humans did what humans always do. They adapted. They boarded Kaath ships mid-battle, seizing them from within. They overloaded the enemy's shields with jury-rigged fusion warheads. They turned captured Dominion cannons against their makers. When the Kaath throne world finally fell silent, a human flag fluttered above its palace, a piece of fabric scorched and stitched from the banners of every nation on Earth. In the council chamber where Earth was once dismissed, silence reigned. The same voices that had mocked humans now whispered in fear. There was supposed to be another client race, one delegate murmured. Another subject world. The Salirai ambassador, the only one who had warned them, spoke softly, almost sorrowfully. You should have feared them sooner. Back on Earth, transmissions went out across every channel, in every language. If you bring war to us, know this, we will finish it. And so, as the galaxy held its breath, one truth settled like a shadow across the stars. The galaxy feared us, but far too late.